Welcome to the Land Your Bet Sports Betting Show, live show specifically. Gonna be looking at this Friday NBA Cup. Happy what are we, fourth day of NBA Cup here on this Friday? So we got, I believe, 8 or 9-ish games that we're looking at. I've got some plays already in the VIP Discord. I will let y'all know that are in, and I'll probably put a reminder out here as well. I put a video out last night for the NBA. I'm going to take 3 people because we had a sweep last night. So going to do a little celebrating for those who are not yet in the VIP Discord. If you want every single pick, we're making it in there, up about 16 units on the season. Go ahead and hit that the YouTube video that's up from last night. If you want to jump in there, like it, subscribe to the page on YouTube, and go ahead and jump in the comments there with anything with your best bet for the day or what have you. That'll make you eligible to get the VIP free month for 3 people that we're going to give that out to, and check out the VIP Discord. So good to have y'all in here, though. I'll leave that up for now. So if people want to know, the video is on YouTube, but going to go through what we normally do here. Got the bottom line running, going to get my leans in there, looking at a pretty nice slate. And like I said yesterday, a little 2-0. That's all we had, but we had 2 plays, hit them both. Felt really good about it. Already forgot what they were. And now I'm going to remind myself. I know one of them was Dalton Connect because we still got that for free. And then the other one was Scotty Barnes under, and we called that on the show. So hopefully if you were on the show yesterday, you got Scotty Barnes under 27.5 PRA in on your cards. So you could hit that. We also hit Jaylen Warren over 12.5 receiving yards. That was the only one I ended up putting in for the snow game last night in the NFL. But yeah, hit all 3 of them. So with the 3-0, got the little promo running to get people in the VIP Discord if you want to check it out for a free month. But we got the usuals in here. What's good, youngin? He likes Tatum and Fox on the PRA. I think Tatum double-double is a good look. I wonder if his rebounds jumped up now that Papa Al is out. Drew Holiday over on assists. I'll just say right now, I'm predicting a blowout because the spread is a blowout, right? 15.5 points for the C's on that one. So yeah, if it's a blowout, then you got to consider that some of these studs might not be playing. These stars aren't going to be playing as many minutes in these games. So got to keep that in mind. But I will start writing some of this stuff down so I don't forget as we go through it. We got Alex on the Drew Holiday over on assists. Let me put Drew assists up and then go down. Let's see what we got. Marcus, what's up, Marcus? Looking at what about 30 plus if Jokic plays, 10 boards, 10 assists of just the TD prop against Dallas, and Buddy alt line 15 or 20 points against the Pels bottom 10 defense. Warriors need to make up points differential. I forgot what they did in the first game, but it's always good to know that. No, they beat Dallas, right, in the first game. So yeah, they want a bit more point differential, but they're 1-0. So at the very least, they're already in a good spot. Warriors, because they're already 1-0, right? So they're good, I believe, right now in that tourney. Did they lose the first game? I'm forgetting, but I trust you in what you're saying with that stuff. Let me see what else we got. What's up, Isaiah? Good to see you, bro. Stan likes Clint Capella over 9.5 RA. Let me throw Capella in there. I liked his points. Feels almost a little bit too easy right now with the points, and I hate taking just his points, but the dubs are giving up so many. What's good, Free Sauce? Good to have you in here, bro. TJD, what are you looking at for that one, bro? Let me know what you are thinking about TJD, which bet you would like to look at for him. Joker going to come on and drop a 30-point triple after not playing for a week and having a newborn baby. Yeah, it seems a little bit dicey against Dallas. Pretty good defenders, but we'll take a look. Clint on the boards too from Stan. Pritchard, yeah. So Pritchard's stuff got crazy high, didn't it? I'll put him in here so we can look at it again. I loved it at 12.5 last night and just didn't hit it then, but I hit it this morning for 13.5 points, and then Al got ruled out, which meant more points for Pritchard on the prop line there. So I'll put Pritchard in here. We can take another look at him and see what's up there. What's good, Phil? Lots of first quarter wagons tonight. You got Daniels 3.5, Vooch 4.5, Clay 3.5, Clay 11.5. Total points. Brown 23.5, now 24 because Al's out. Zach LaVine, everything. Oh, Josh likes, appreciate you, bro. Let me see. Let's put JB in there for sure. It's tough to trust. Once again, I mean, JB is good to go off. I have to say Jaylen Brown on the points for sure. 23.5 is a good number. I mean, I'm not super mad at 24.5, but 23.5 was pretty beatable. So 24.5 might actually be where I'm off of it, but. I sold like KPJ on the points. Yeah, with Norm Powell out, that's a good defense that they're going up against right now. At least it's been pretty good for the Kings getting all their guys back. But let's put KPJ points in there. See if there's anything that we can find. Brolo on the PAA, and the assist for Brolo. Interesting look for Bucks and I already forgot Pacers. Bucks and Pacers. Interesting. Let me know what you're thinking about with adding the assist there, Free Sauce. I'm interested in that too. And then, okay, let's put Jayson Daniels in there. It's going to be an easy matchup for both teams on defense. Jayson Daniels on the points in this one. Let me see real quick. Tatum 25 and JB 25. I'm not sold, but we'll see. Let me put Tatum in here as well. I'll put Tatum points. And we were talking earlier in the VIP chat. I believe Legacy King brought up rebounds for Tatum. Once you don't have that many guys in, and he's likely to get a lot of boards. But we got to look at that because also I don't know if Neemias Queta is going to get a bunch more minutes, and then that doesn't leave too many opportunities or as many opportunities for Jayson Tatum, because Queta's a better rebounder than is Al Horford. So Queta more minutes, Horford less minutes. I don't know if that yet means Tatum rebounds. We'll take a look at it. We the fifth, what's up, bro? Looking for the best money that you can buy for an under. Yeah, let's see. I find some unders. I was actually going with Papa Al Horford unders because I thought he was only going to play even like 15, 20 minutes, if that, and now he's not even playing at all. So yes, Youngin and Stan both talking about Fox PRA. I didn't have that in here yet though, so I appreciate the reminder. D Fox with everybody coming back though, right? We all know that Sabonis and DeMar DeRozan are back, so we got to keep that in mind. You don't think Poole's doing much tonight? That's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, we should at least look at Poole. I actually like Bub Carrington in this one as well. Let me put Bub in there because Bub is blowout proof from the standpoint that Bub he starts and he's playing minutes even when they get blown out, which is hyper consistently for this squad. Just a reminder too, as a bunch more people have jumped in since we started the video a little while ago, the show. If I've got a video up on YouTube for the games for today, so I put a bunch of projections out on YouTube. If you jump into that video, because we swept last night, little 3-0 in the VIP Discord, nice and easy. Going to go ahead and give out a free month on the VIP Discord to 3 different people. So if you do jump in there, you still have a good shot of winning. Just comment on the video, make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube page and like that video as well. And then you will be eligible for that VIP. Let me add stuff to this up next right now, and we'll get it going. I'll start showing my screen so we can all look at this stuff together. All the tools I'm going to be using that you guys are going to see here on screen, those are all linked in the description of the video as well. So if you want to know what they are, there's a little description in the description of the video about them. You can kind of make sure that you have them. Almost all of them are free. There's a couple behind a paywall. But yeah, the description of the video is going to have everything that you need. So up next right now, I got a couple things in here that y'all just brought up. We got Drew, we got Capella, Pritchard, Brown. Let's see, we got KPJ, Jayson Daniels. Let's look at some of these early games. Let me start sharing my screen and we'll get into it. All right, take that down. Where we at? Put in the player props for the NBA. All right, get it going. So this is Props Madness. You've probably seen me use it up to this point. I need to sign in apparently. I think I got signed out for some reason from all my shit. So once we're in here, Props Madness, really like home base for me. I've told a lot of people this so far. What I like about the product to use it as home base, if you will, is just the layout more than anything. I think a lot of the info that you get here is really important for starting out because you get the matchup info, player tendencies and their play type stuff that they do, how they score, free throws for Embiid as the pick and roll man all makes sense, right? You see where they score from, where the other team is bad at defending, etc. So this is a really good starting point, propsmadness.com. This one is behind a paywall, but it is pretty reasonable. So if you want to check that out, this is, like I said, what I love. All right, so let's kick it with this Celtics game. This one, we still got Embiid questionable. He wasn't a shoot around. Doesn't seem like he's going to play if he was just all of a sudden added to the injury report hella late this morning, right? So that's a point. Joe brought up Kelly Oubre. I'm just remembering, so I'm going to put it in there before I forget. All right, let's get Kelly Oubre in here. Oubre Jr., he's at 11.5 points. We'll put his points in here because I'm not if Paul George and Embiid are both out, Kelly Oubre kind of steps up. What's Maxey at right now? 17.5. He got as high as 18, then went back down. He definitely didn't look healthy. Yeah, we'll come back to this game. I know I said I was going to start in the Celtics, and then I got distracted by Maxey and Oubre because Joe reminded me. All right, looking at this one, Drew on the assist. Man, I don't really ever know how to play these things with Drew more than Derek White necessarily. Like they just play so similarly. But let's look at the dimes. Maybe we'll put in a situation where we've got no Al Horford and no Kristaps. I mean, all these games right now are without Kristaps. So without Al Horford this season, nothing doing there. If you put Drew in the assists in the comments, let me know why you like Drew, and maybe you can help me out with anything. But against Washington, yeah, they're bad, but 4.5. He's averaging 4 on the season. I don't think his minutes are going to be there for this game. Like, Drew's going to be a contender for not playing very many minutes when they win by a ton of points. And this is easily seen on, let me pull up props.cash, another one of the tools that I stay using. When we look at this stuff, props.cash also behind a paywall. I got 25% off your first month with a code in there if you want it, though. So to each his own. But if you did want to get it, 25% off your first month is a nice little deal. Gmail.com. Why did I get signed out of everything? Like, there's no good reason for this. All right. Log in. We're logged in. All right. So for props.cash, the reason I wanted to bring this up for Drew is this helps me see games where teams win by a ton of points or lose by a ton of points. Is it just acting funny now? So now it's just not working. All right. Either way, there's a really awesome tool on there where you can see, did we win by how much does a player perform? How well do they perform when their team wins by a ton of points? Because when the Celtics are a good team, you always have to look at when they win by 15 or 20 plus points, what do players do? Because players come out, right? Like the starters come out. So if you just even look at his assist game, so here they won by 23, 31 minutes, didn't get 4.5, won by 20, only won by 6, still only had 4. Like there's nothing here that gives me an edge to take assists for Drew. So let me just take that one down because unless you have something in there, and I'll check the comments real quick, but I don't know what the starting point would be for looking at Drew assists in this particular game. And this is what I'm talking about here that David H mentioned. Played 22 minutes against them last game. A lot of people played very few minutes. So not going to feel like we need to bet on Drew, honestly, in any way. He's one of the older dudes on the team. So he's going to come out when they don't need to win. And if props.cash would motherfucking work, then I could easily show you that shit. But it doesn't want to. So fuck me, right? Sorry. All right. Outlier.bet. I think you might be able to see that as well. Apologies, outlier.bet, if that is possible. I'm pretty sure it is. Let's pull up Drew real quick, and then I'll get off this because I know I'm not going to be betting on him. Just to get into some Drew, looking at assists, I think that's 2024. Filter, yeah, margin of victory. So if we say when they win by 17 plus, let's do 15 plus, right? When they win by 15 plus points, what does Drew Holiday do this season? He's under in all of them, including that game against Washington with 1. So to be honest, I like the under on this more and more as we talk about it. Minus 140 probably ain't worth it. This defense is terrible, but the minutes aren't going to be there. Guys like Peyton Pritchard are the ones you want to bet on. It looks like there's still 13.5 here. Let me see what else you guys were talking about with this game and just see what y'all are looking at. Pritchard, we'll look at JB. And then Tatum. All right, cool. And then, I want to look at Bub. So if we're looking at Pritchard, like, once again, okay, so I got to do it on outlier.bet. But if I go here and pull up Pritchard, let me pull up my saved filter so I don't got to be sifting through everything all the time. All right, so this filter means I'm just looking at player props that I want to look at. I'm looking at points, assists, rebounds. So it's nice and easy to see this stuff. So if I pull up Pritchard, and this season's a little bit different for Pritchard when it comes to like playing in the blowouts because he's playing a lot more in the actual rotation and not just in garbage time this year. So 13.5 is still a super beatable line for a guy averaging 15.5 on the season with a median score of 16 that he's getting on his points, right? So for Peyton P, if we filter this once again for him, where we say if the Celtics win by, let's just do 10. They should do 15 because this spread is freaking 16.5 or whatever. So 15 plus. If he is looking at that, if the Celtics are looking at that kind of win, what happens for Peyton? So this year's 3 for 5. I would say this is an outlier because he went 1 for 10 against the Knicks when they won in that opening game of the season and they didn't miss and they were going for the record number of 3-pointers made in a game. So that was when Peyton P. It was outlier. He went under in one of those. Charlotte was the other one. How many minutes did he play against Charlotte? He did play 27.8. What were his numbers against them? Yeah, he only shot the ball 6 times. This game was pretty much over. Actually, it didn't really end until the third quarter, so that could have been a part of it. But either way, like this is the man you want to back. Obviously, in last season as well, if you look at them in this situation, do I still have that filter running? Yeah. So in 2023, in this situation, only over 12 of 8. I mean, his points have gone up. He's much better than last season. So I still think anywhere up to 14.5 is about where I end this bet in terms of being able to play it. So keep that in mind. Like, this is still a very high number for Peyton P, who might be doing a few more other things if he's the point guard at the end of the game, like assisting. In fact, let's look at the dimes in this situation for him. Do we have dimes as an option? Like, why wouldn't assist be up? There they are. So for dimes, 3.5, we don't have that filter up. So let's look 2024. What have the dimes been like when they win by a ton of points? Let's do 15 plus again. For push a P on the dimes, 3 and 5. What about the points and assists? Can you just keep that filter on? Because it's really annoying that I have to go back and do this each time. But maybe I'm just impatient. Still 3 of 5. So yeah, I mean, that Knicks game was the one that really just did him in. He had 4 dimes in that game though. So I think assists are just as good as a play once you get to this point, maybe even PA, all that kind of stuff, because the minutes should be there for him. And that's kind of what we're talking about for Pusha P. I'll put him on the bottom line right now. And I'll put him, let's see, I'll get him out of here too. Pusha P. What am I missing? Nothing. All right, going to get him on the bottom line. So the bottom line has the leans. Also going to pin a comment on the YouTube video that will have all the plays there as well. So leans, we're looking at Pritchard. Over 13.5 points is a good look. All right. Reminder too, these are going to be all the leans from the show, but everything that I'm putting up, it goes up in the VIP Discord. Link is in the description of the video. One more reminder that if you want to get a free month, jump into the video that I recorded last night for the NBA. It's on the YouTube channel. You can get a free month just for subscribing, liking the video, and commenting on it as well. So that's the link also in the description of the video, but we're going to keep running through these leans. I think Jay Poole, some people were like, fuck Jay Poole, and some people were like, we got to back Jay Poole. Let's take a look. That's a good point too. I mean, rebounds are not very high for him. He's been doing that pretty consistently on the rebounds for Peyton this season, averaging about 2.5. Yeah, when he gets, let's say, 25 plus minutes though, which I think is what we're projecting for him tonight. Let's do advanced filters and give him 25 plus minutes. Let's say he plays 25 to 28 tonight, which feels right for a game where they're blowing teams out, right? Even 29, but 28. All right. Yeah, still, it's hit or miss. I mean, maybe the PRA just because, but yeah, either way, I think the points are just the look for him at this stage. And that's kind of what I'm going to go with because I think at the 25 minutes, that's the best look. But the 2.5, it's a nice number to add to the bet as well. All right, let me add. We got Ant7 talking about DeRozan. Let me add him to it as well, just so we can see if we can get to stuff. I'm going to try to get to as many of these as possible. Try not to hate me if I can't get to the bet that you put in here, but I'll put DeRozan dimes. Keep it moving. So for Jay Poole, it's just there's a couple of things here that have kept me from just straight up betting on it. And it's not that I'm scared of the blowout because I still think he's the dude that scores for this team against the Celtics. You saw him get 26 in the first game. He's still taking a bunch of shots. It's the pick and roll ball handler stuff. That's what they struggle against. That's what they've always struggled against since in this iteration of the team anyway. So he's the guy for sure. And you look at people scoring against them that are like him, like Donnie Mitchell, Dame, only had 14 though. 31 for Cam Thomas. These are the types of guys that score the similar ways. Steph Curry, who he tries to model his game after, Trey Mann and Lonzo Ball. Like these are all LaMelo Ball, excuse me. These are all dudes that score in a similar fashion to Jordan Poole. They shoot from the similar spots on the floor that he does. So that would be a dude that you would think would be able to score. 18.5 is a low number for him. He's at 21 on the season. Thing is that Malcolm Brogdon is back. So Malcolm Brogdon being back really impacts his assists more than it does his points. But it does impact things, and they're getting blown out. And you see the last 2 games with Brogdon back, 27 minutes and 27 minutes, just 7 shots against the Knicks. They were getting beat up. And then against Detroit, 16 shots, but even going 50%, 22 points. But this is it's not the same defense. And the 27 minutes is what scares you with Malcolm Brogdon back in there impacting that. So Bub Carrington to me is actually a little bit better of a play because he's blowout proof, as I keep saying. If you look at Bub Carrington in these games, right, actually in the last 2 since Malcolm Brogdon's been back, he's playing the most minutes on the team. And I just want to show you all that because this is actually important, like to understand. First of all, yes, the Wizards have been getting blown out. So Bub Carrington is playing more minutes than anybody else because he's blowout proof. He's starting for this team and he's playing in the fourth quarter of these blowouts, right? But at the same time, that's the reason that he's the minutes leader, but that's just going to keep happening. Do you not think they're going to get blown out again in this game? So if they just keep getting blown out, then Bub Carrington is going to keep being a good look. So if I go to the Washington's team homepage on NBA.com and I look at the players instead of just the team as a whole, I go to players and I go to points or even minutes. Actually, sorry, I have to make this the last 2 games of the season because that's since Malcolm Brogdon's been back. And I look at minutes, Carrington's at 28.5. He's leading the team. And then you've got Poole, Kuzma, Kispert, Koulibaly, etc. But everybody's in between 20 and 30 minutes. Even Jovel's at 19, right? Anthony Gill comes in the actual like garbage time, the end of the fourth quarter when it's over, and plays a few minutes. And even he's got 9. So this team right here is like, I don't really want to trust Poole right now with the minutes he's playing in the last couple. I definitely would be going under for Kuzma before I'd ever go over for him in this matchup, especially because with Malcolm Brogdon and Jordan Poole out there and Bub Carrington out there with Kuzma, he's not the on-ball guy that he was last year. He's off-ball. And when you're an off-ball player on offense versus the Celtics, who do not give up spot-ups at all, you'll notice right here, they're second best limiting spot ups, right? That means I don't want somebody like Kyle Kuzma who's playing on the wing and needs the ball passed to him to get his points. I would rather fade him. So I just want to make sure you guys know about that with the Wiz. Like since Brogdon came back, things are different. This is not the same team that it was before he left. I'd not be looking at assists for anybody. This is the thing that keeps me from betting on Poole, but I think Bub Carrington is a good look, and you can still get him at 8.5 points because, like I said, he's leading the team, which is leading to a bunch of shots for him. 11.5, right up there with Kuz and Jordan Poole and even Jovel in the last couple games. So I think Carrington to take 11.5 shots to get 9 points, even if he takes 10 shots to get 9 points, he's taking 7 threes, right? Hit 2 of those things, and we're in a great spot to not even have to hit that good of a percentage the rest of the way. So I think I'm put him on the bottom line for you guys so you know I'm looking at Bub. I don't think I put him. I'll take him out too. That's where I'm at with the Wizards. And I still like Poole. It's not strong enough for me at this point with the unknowns around the rotation. All right, but I'm going to add him to the bottom line. Let me look at a couple more. I'll look at Jaylen Brown too. I'll put Carrington. You know what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about Dejounte Carrington. I'm talking about Bub Carrington. 8.5 points. All right. Strong leans here. Some strong leans on the bottom line. Let's see. I'll look at JB. Just check the comments right quick. Yeah, all these are strong leans for the SGP if you can get it, David. Let's see. The next one we're talking about is JB for a minute. It's the same thing. Like I want to take it, but the risk that's involved is that like they're up by 20 at the half, and there's not much left for you to do. In fact, what is the line? What's the halftime spread? If anybody knows, but I'm going to look at it here just on DK real quick. The halftime spread. Go to halves. 9.5. Really thought it might be like 7, 8.5 because it's 15. But yeah, what's the total spread has gone way up too, right? To like 16.5 now. Yeah, it's 16, probably 16.5 on some books. So not quite worth it for the halftime stuff. Even 10's not too terrible. Maybe you take the money line with somebody's first half stuff. I think that the Celtics are very likely to be leading at the half if you can get that, and you might be able to get that for better than the game money line, obviously. In fact, I know you can. So if I go back to the halves real quick. We should also look at some of these head-to-head things. There might be some value in there. Money line first half minus 520. It's not worth it to add to anything. I love this from DraftKings. I'm just going to interrupt the show to be like, there might be some good value on these head-to-head bets. If y'all were following along last year during the playoffs, we found a good amount of head-to-head bets that really kept us coming back and making some good money throughout these series. Like you could look at this point spread between these players and be like, who's going to score more? Don't like this one with Jordan Poole and Derek White. The Jaylen Brown, Jordan Poole, don't like that either. Minus 5.5 versus plus 5.5. Yeah, I mean, it's just basically their lines and the difference between them. But if you think 2 lines are off, you can find some value here, like Pritchard and Poole, meh. But yeah, I would consider stuff like that, like plus 4.5 points between Peyton Pritchard and Jordan Poole. One of them is probably going to be playing more minutes than the other one because of the blowout. So we got to consider that. But let's keep it moving here. For Jaylen, man, it's tough. That's 24.5. That's what he's averaging on the season. When it was at 23.5, we were getting a bit of a bump because of the fact that he's averaging 25, taking a few more shots this year, it seems like, for JB as well. Let me pull him up for a minute. Versus last season, I'm pretty sure. Last season, I believe he was averaging 23. Yeah, 23. Yeah, 23.2 this year, 24.8. Let's see, there's a difference in the shots that he's taking as well so we can understand the points. I know the matchup is good. We'll look at it, but I know it's good. It's a great matchup for him. It's a great matchup for everybody, but especially guys that attack the rim. Washington has the worst field goal percentage. They're allowing the highest field goal percentage at the rim. So teams are shooting like 72% at the rim against them. That's worse in the league. Jaylen Brown's obviously going to be attacking the rim. He drives, I believe, in the top 5 in the league. Let me pull up team players tracking drives. And if we do drives per game, I guess he's not in the top 5. But he's at what, 14.8? I thought he was at 14.8. He's at 14.5, whatever. Still a lot of drives in the top bunch of the league, as we know. So he's hitting a lot of points off of that too, per game for him, wherever he's at. So anyway, he likes to go to the rim. He shoots most of his shots there. He drives most of the time when he's going to the bucket. It's a good look. The points at 24.5, I was seeing what the shots were for him this season, if there was like a little uptick. 19.7 attempts, 7.5 free throws, about 7 threes. So if we put this on 23, 17.9, 5. So he's got an uptick for sure. 2 more free throws per game, about the same threes, a little bit more threes this year, and 2 more shots or 1.5 more shots this year. Problem is in the blowouts, as we know. Even if we look at last season, if they win by 15, what does he do? Still over in 17 and 20 of 31, averaging the 25, but still nothing here that gives me a big edge. Like if he was averaging 28 in these games, I'd be like, well, if you're picturing this game to be the same, then this would be a good moment in time. We're calling him power forward, small forward, doesn't matter. I don't really care. I'm going to pass on JB points at this point. It's not a terrible bet. It's just nothing that gives me this strong feeling or good reasoning to take JB specifically. So I'm going to pass on him. I'll look at Tatum real quick. We should get past this game though. Been spending a lot of time on it. There's a lot to look at, to be fair. And I think there's some stuff predictable in this one. We've already got a couple bets anyway. So if we look at Tatum, once again, probably not feeling like betting on him. Where did he go? Right here. Let's see if the rebounds seem worth it. 8.5 on the boards. Let's see about with Kata this year. Let's do without. This is probably only one game, but let's take out and add Neemias. He did go over in that situation. 17 rebound chances against Charlotte. And they won by 25 against Brooklyn, still did the same shit. Won by 15 against Charlotte, still did the same shit. I think 8.5 is a very beatable number. So what's his double-double? That was one of the looks for Jaylen, or for Jayson, rather. Let me pull that up. Should have been looking at Jayson the whole time, man. I need to be better about being like, sorry, I don't like that bet. I'm not going to look at it and not waste anybody's time, to be honest. Like, whatever, I'll shut up. Maybe you guys are learning even when I don't actually take the bet. So hopefully there's some value to that. But looking at the boards for homie, or I was looking at the double-double is why I came here before I got on a fucking rant. Double-double for our boys, still plus 105. Well, what's the rebounds, right? So what's it for him to get 10 rebounds? Because I don't think he can get 10 assists, but way more likely that he gets the boards, right? So if you look at the boards, 9.5 alone is plus 125. Don't get duped into this shit, right? Don't be duped into taking a double-double for plus 105, which is worse money than for him to get the boards. It's not like in these situations, he's just more likely to dime up. Unless I'm talking out of my ass. What does he do versus... He has one game with 10 assists in this situation. Yeah, he went off, though, against his team, right? He had the triple-double. Let's take out Al and Neemias. Anyway, he's at 5.5, though. So what we're saying here is it's way less likely that he gets the assists. I know that to be true. I don't even know why I'm like coming out here like I don't. So the rebounds for him to get 10 boards is way more likely. You can get over 9.5 or plus 125 on DK, whereas the double-double is so stupid. The double-double is plus 105. And like, I understand the double-double gives you more opportunities to get a different category. If he gets the assists, great. Then he gets the assist. That gives us the double-double. So technically we can have one more category of stats to get us the double-double, which is assists. But it's the rebounds that we're talking about. So if you're going to take a double-double for Jayson Tatum, don't take plus 125 for him to get over 9.5 rebounds. That is the play. So I'm going to put that as a lean down here. I think over 8.5 is a lovely bet as well if you want to make it. But 10 plus revs is plus 125 on DK for Tatum. And that is how you play that. So I'm putting that in the bottom line as well. Tatum, 10 plus rebounds, plus 125. I like the fact that Neemias Queta being out there hasn't really impacted him that much. Plus, I'm sure Neemias isn't getting that many minutes. You got Kornet out there. It doesn't really matter. Tatum's a good rebounder. And how many times has he gotten double-digit boards this season? Let me put this up to 9.5. He's done this in only 5 of 15. Let's take let's take out Al Horford, and that was just that 2 games, right? And then Kata, yeah. So 8.5 gets beat all the time. 10.5 or 9.5 is a little different. I think the fact that you can get 8.5 means you should take it still, if I'm being honest. And you can get it for -110 on DK. That's the play. Yeah, I think that's the play. I mean, I'll leave the 10 plus up there. It's a little bit of a jump, but I don't even think it's that big of a jump in price to take it versus just the over 9 and over 8.5 rather. I'm gonna take that one. Over 8.5 revs is -110. I still think that's great value for him in this situation. All right, -110 DK. That's a lean as well for Jay Tatum in this one. All right. See if I'm missing anything. What's good, Bobby Chura? And Bobby doesn't want anybody telling him, don't give me young assists as your play of the day, because that's public as fuck. It sure is. And I wish I got it last night at 11.5 when I was looking at it and really thought about it. But yeah, let's see. Yeah, take the rebounds, though. I mean, if you're going to take the double-double, take the rebounds. I cannot stress that enough. All right, let me move along to a different game. Might as well go to the one that's got, what is it, a 245 total right now for this crazy ass Bulls and Hawks game. Let me go to action real quick. Oh, thank you. All markets for Bulls and Hawks. 246.5 points with the Hawks and the Bulls. Why is that? Well, these teams play super fast and neither of them play fucking defense. So if we go to advanced, get out of here with these fucking ads. Let's see, defensive ratings. Worst in the team in the league would be the Wizards. The Bulls are 27th. And the Atlanta Hawks are 20th in D rating. Pace for both these teams, 1 and 2, right? Fastest teams in the league. There's a reason that this spread is so high. If you were thinking about some unders in this game, perhaps rethink that and look at what these teams are doing. So I want to see real quick points per game. The Bulls are 115, averaging 115 to 123, right? So they're averaging 238 in their games. The Hawks are averaging 115 to 120 or so. So about 130, 235, right? Or what these games are averaging. Still probably a bit high at 246.5. I could not reasonably play an over in this game, but even if there's 238 points in this game, it's a ton. So let me go back to some of the stuff we're looking at. Capella was in here, Dyson Daniels, Trey, obviously, as well. But let me pull this down and then get to the Bulls and the Hawks. Levine was a look in here as well. Let's find like what we're even talking about. So let's start with Jaylen's at 18.5 now. Let's start with Dyson. I don't trust Dyson's points. It's not like he's not a top 2 or 3 option. 13.5. He's at 14.5 on the season. He is going to be doing a lot of what this team sucks against. Transition. But they're mostly bad against like the big man down low for the Chicago team. Like Vooch is terrible on defense, and that's why they are giving up the most points to the pick and roll man, which is why Clint Capella went clean the fuck off against them last time. I know we're talking about him as well. I took him for the points, got even money on 11.5. It hasn't moved that much. It's tough to take points for a guy who relies so heavily on someone else to get him his points. But to be fair, like he's played more minutes and done really well against Vooch in his career. I'll just show you what I mean. So if you're taking Capella, I'm with it. Let's see, Clint Capella versus Vucevic last 8 games. Just go back that far real quick. I'm pretty sure it's an insane hit rate on the points alone, right? The rebounds are all double digits except for 1. And then the assists, even I don't have any desire to add the assists. I think if you go PR for Clint, it's a really good play though. So he's at like 19, 20 20.5 points and rebounds. You can get 19.5 on MGM if you want to drink the juice, -155 for Clint. Like he does everything that you need to do to be successful against the Bulls. So yeah, I think the PR might even be better than just the points as I'm like looking at it. But what are the boards for him in this situation? Averaging 13 rebounds against this man, like since he's been playing against Vooch. And granted, the minutes are up at 30.6. I don't think you project him for 30 minutes tonight. Let's see what ETR is looking at here. Just want to pull them up real quick. ETR, if y'all are not familiar, is moving lines. It's a projection site that is run by some really smart people. They come out with projections every day at 5, and I need to sign in. And this is behind a paywall, and it's an expensive paywall. So I'm not like promoting this to you guys. Can I please log in? Why won't you let me log in? But this is going to show you like what their projections are. And there we go. And they are super accurate. So that's why they are trusted. Once these come out at 5 p.m. on the East Coast each day, you see lines move as a result of that. So I'm going to go to full projection detail. This is worth it for me to pay for it. This is my job. So it's helping me make money as I'm using it. So I definitely want to buy it. The Hawks and what the projections are for the minutes for Clint. We're at 24.5. Still got him at the 12 points, though, and the 9 boards. So they got him going over at about 21. Right on the cusp. Might not be much of an edge, but if you consider how bad this team is and you think that you have a little bit of an edge with Capella, I'm good with it. I do agree he's probably not going to play 30 minutes like he's been playing against this team, but I was good at 11.5 points. I think the points and rebounds are probably even better. And that might be a little bit chalky too. Maybe not as chalky as Trey assists, but the reason points are chalky is because Trey's going to be throwing him the ball. So if Capella's getting points, Trey's getting dimes. Let's put it that way. And that's where that bet also, both of them are super correlated. So I'll put Capella on the bottom line for now as well. I'm putting the PR over 20.5 PR for Capella. And wherever you want to get that, you can even get the 19.5 if you want to play it on BetMGM. All right, looking at a couple other things. Yeah, I don't want to play Dyson Daniels points. I'll be honest with you. I like Dyson as a player. He's awesome, great defender. But there's just Trey, Jaylen Johnson. You even got Bogey back. And since Bogey's been back, so how many games has he been back? 3, right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so he's been back for 3 games. Since he came back, look at Dyson Daniels' points. This is just not a good time to be targeting him, right? Like he's averaging 12 in that time frame. So that's why this is a little bit lower. Like there's definitely been a correlation between Bogey being back and Dyson Daniels getting fewer shots. Let's see, he's at 12, 14, maybe not really, 17 even against Portland. So I guess his shots might not be down. Maybe he's just been missing recently. 43%. Obviously, this was a terrible game, 29%, but this was also versus Portland when they lost. That was incredible. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of shots in this game. I'm certainly not going under. Dyson's probably a good play. I think there's better bets on the board than Dyson Daniels, to be honest, when you're gonna be looking at a lot of other guys shooting. What are they versus the spot up? Yeah, and that's the other thing. A lot of this is spot up for him. Obviously, transition is good, but a lot of this is spot up, and the Bulls are at least a little bit they're a lot better, I should say, anyway, against a spot up. They're bad on-ball defense. They're a little bit better off-ball, and Trey's not really looking for him. It might hit. It's just not really anything that gives me an edge here. So let me take him down. I'll get Capella off here. I don't really have a reason to take the assist for Capella. Like, I can see the RA, but there's nothing that tells me that he's going to kick it out, right? Like, he's just going to get it and go up with it when he does get the offensive rebounds. So that's why I prefer the points and don't really feel the need to add the assist for homie. All right, let's see. We got KPJ. Let me jump in the comments as well and see where we're at. Yeah, hell yeah. Good shit, Joe. Good to see you, bro. Mather and points was an interesting one. Let's look at some of the Bucks. Yeah. What time does that game start? Yeah, let's look at some of the earlier stuff too. Bucks game. I will say one of the things I love is a fading Dame assists against this team. You can get under 6.5 for plus 102. You can still get 7.5. I love the number 7.5, to be honest. When you look at Dame on the season and the assists, yes, he's up a bunch. I'll tell you, he's at like 13.6 potential assists per game for Dame this season. So that's up from last year where he was at like 11.9. But if you look at it, like, and actually, I think, do I have something made for Dame? No, I didn't make a slide for Dame Lillard. I did. All right, so pulling up Dame real quick and fading the assists. Indy limits assists against them last season. The last one I'm looking at right here, 5.3 assists per game on 10.9 potentials. And that's in like every game, including the playoffs, against the Indiana Pacers. They don't give up assists. So I love fading assists for point guards against Indy. If you 7.5 is way better, but you got to drink the juice because it's an alt line. So you really got to play the 6.5 if you want it, but it's plus money. I think if you're going to get plus money at 6.5, it's still a good look to go to the under. FanDuel is giving you plus money. Bet Rivers is. And even money would be as far as I would take it to go under 6.5. But I think that's a really good look if you're interested in Dame. I'm going to put that on the bottom line, talking about fading his assists right now. Got a bunch of bets on here, y'all. Lillard under 7.5 assists. I'll put 6.5, and I'll make clear even money has got to be the look. Plus 100. All right, that's up there. Cool. Since there have been a lot of people jumping in the last like 30 minutes, should remind everybody, if you want to jump into the VIP Discord, I'm giving away 3 1-month subscriptions to the VIP Discord. I got a video on YouTube for tonight's games that I put out last night. If you go into that video on my YouTube page, just comment on it. Make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube page, like it, and I'll go ahead and get you a free. I'll put you in the raffle for 3 people to win the free month. So got a bunch of comments in there, but 3 of them is a good odds to be able to get that if you do want to jump in for a month and check it out. I don't know if I'm missing too much in the comments. Let me see. Yeah, that's a good look. The double-double at plus 140 is a good number for Clint if you wanted to take that one. That from David H. Brooke Lopez under 5.5 boards. Let's keep looking at this game. We can look at Brolo real quick. Daniel likes over PRA for him, but let's see real quick. I'm going to look at Giannis is just so high, bro. Like at this point, he's going crazy. The assist would be a better play. I believe Modi was on that. I don't love 6.5 assists for him against this team. Last year, he did dime up more than Dame, though. We should be very clear. Head to head, he had 2 games in the regular season where he got 8 and 11. And did a lot better than Dame did, right? So, and that was with Dame on the floor. He was still getting more assists than Dame with many more 15 potential assists, 17 potential assists. So if you think he's going to go back to that high of an potential assist number, I think it's a good look. Let's see what he's been at recently. Not head to head. Recently, his potentials, he's been diming up. 15, just 7 against the Bulls, but what do you have? Like 10,000 points? Oh no, yeah, 41 exactly. So he had 41 against the Bulls. But the dimes were there. The Rockets, right? That's the team that you don't get assists against. My bad. So 6.5, he's still gotten in 4 of his last 5. You can get it for plus money. I don't hate it. And I actually am starting to agree a lot more with Modi on taking Giannis assists over points. It's just so many freaking points. Is this 12.5? Yeah. And what's he do against this team when he is rebounding? Yeah, about, even-ish. It's not much of an edge on the boards, and the points are so high. I do think if you're going to target Giannis assists or Giannis for an over, it's the assists in this one. In fact, I like it enough to put it on the bottom line. I didn't like it earlier. I was talking to Legacy King about it, and I didn't like it, and now I'm starting to like it more. That's just so many potentials. Giannis would be best for the assists over assists. But I'm not yet ready to just declare take 6.5 or take 5.5 for the juice, whatever. Like maybe like Giannis 4 or 5 assists is nice to one of y'all's 20 leg parlays that you guys play. Like Giannis alt assist might be nice, but for those of us playing a lot more straights, I just don't think there's any value to either of those plays for Giannis. For Brooke, what's he done in this series? Let me see. Damn, I got back problems again, man. I'm too young to have back problems. Head to head. Got a bunch of dimes. Let's make sure we're in the regular season. And is Giannis playing in these games? Yes. And he's still getting hell. Oh, this is points, excuse me. And the rebounds were a look too. So he's not rebounding against his team. How did he do in the playoffs against them? Wow. Okay. So he's pulled from the basket because Miles Turner is keeping him from being there, right? Even in this one, he played 39 minutes to get his boards. Now, this year, he's rebounding much better, I will say. Let me just look at this year's rebounds. He's at 5.3. Last year, he was at 5.1, I guess. So he's not that much better this year. This is an interesting look. Do they limit center rebounds because of the fact that Miles Turner is – I'm just put Brolo in. Is Miles Turner pulls you from the basket. He's a three-point shooter. He's not really standing inside the paint very often. Sometimes, but not often. Let me pull up let me do this. It's not annoying. We're looking at Brolo on the boards. Fading his boards is a very interesting look, and I appreciate that being brought. Is this 5.5? Yeah, minus 110 both ways. He's been a little bit better this year. So 12 rebound chances. Well, this is the last 10. On the season, 11 rebound chances per game. Last year, 10 rebound chances per game. So he is boarding up a bit more this season. That's for sure. If we look at centers versus Indy, not like there's much of an edge there. It's really just about Brolo. Him pulling Miles from the basket, Miles pulling him from the basket. Let me see what his rebound chances head-to-head since, this goes back to the beginning of last year. So under in 9 of 11, including the playoffs, and the rebound chances are all the way down at 9. If we just make this the regular season, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games. where he had a few more rebound chances in those in the regular season. But I understand the fade here. I think that's a pretty good look. He does get points against this team. It looks like he's averaging 15.5 against them over the course of this season. Do centers be scoring against this team? Yeah, they're decent against the points as well. So what are the points at? This could be a fun, like 12, I don't know, like 10 plus points under rebounds kind of thing for Brolo. I kind of like that as a look, but not enough to play it. The 5.5, I think, is a good look. Even if he's at 11 rebound chances, 10 rebound chances, and he's gotten 5, like most of the time against this team. So he's right on the cusp. Let me go to the rebounds. Yeah, he's averaging 4.2, but how many times did he get 5? So he's butting up against it. But those are really low rebound chances, even in a lot of minutes. And that does tell you something. 28, 38, still not getting rebounds. That's crazy. I see that look. This is a very specific to this series, but I'm going to at least look at it a little bit more closely as well. I appreciate that look. Whoever put that in there, I'm going to add it to the bottom line. All right. Brolo under 5.5 rebs. Really interesting. Really, really interesting. I have to look at a couple of things to see why that might be so I can find some stronger reasoning than just it's happened a bunch, but I think that might be it. Oh, my bad, bro. Thank you. Fuck, did it again. Well, you heard me talk about it at least. So, all right, let's get off of Dame. My bad. That's also why people were probably bouncing up out of here. They were like, are you going to put the other screen back on? All right. Solo shop. All right. So we got KBJ. Oh, man. KPJ, like, I get it. Let me see if there's anything that gives me like a stronger reason. I know Norm's out, obviously. Where are them Clippers at? Up to 11.5. What did he do last night? I'm assuming he did pretty well. Only had 10 against the Magic, or 2 nights ago, rather. He took 10 shots, missed both his threes. Norm's only missed 1 game this year. This isn't going to give me much of a reason to bet on him. The Kings are not bad on defense. So I feel you. I know someone was real confident about KPJ in this one, and like definitely got speed. Like he's capable of it. We know what kind of player he is. Took 10 shots, still didn't get there because he didn't make a 3. He's not getting to the free throw line. He played 20 minutes, so it's not like we think he's going to get a big bump. Let's see what ETR thinks about the Clippers tonight. Just see if they got anything to give us any kind of edge. Oh, man. I need to start sitting down for these, y'all. Let's see. We're on the Clips. We're on KPJ, another 20 minutes, right at 11.5. Like, I think if he played, I trust their minutes. This is what I use this for more than anything, because I can make my own projections, but I want to know what minutes to use. And if we're at 20 minutes in this one, I think that's reasonable for him. And you're on him more than Chris Dunn, who's been hooping. And he's been giving us some pretty small lines to take, too. So I'm just interested in what Chris, he sees a smaller line. They're both buttoned up right against it. He's taking fewer shots than KPJ, that's for sure. But there's no edge to either dudes either way, to be honest. In this game, if I was looking at anything, and I'll look at D Fox real quick. So we like him on the PRA. Points are kind of high, no, at this point for these dudes, with these dudes coming back. Let me do with Sabonis and with DeMar. But I guess I didn't realize that both Huerter and Monk were out. So with both these dudes, his rebounds are nice at 4.5. I like that. His assists are at 5.5, and he's at that on the season. And his points are 24.5. Honestly, the biggest edge we're getting is probably the rebounds. Let me see what they have him at here. I'm going to look at a couple other things real quick about how this team defends rebounds, but they have him at 4.7. This is at 4.5 for plus money. Some nice plus money. You can get plus 110 on DraftKings for the boards. He's buttoned right up against it, but let's see. I mean, 8 to get 5, 11 rebound chances, 15 against the Suns. And this is against the Clips, though. Yeah, so the Clips, he only had 4 rebound chances in that one. What were his dimes in that one? Not very good. Yeah, they D'd him up. He scored in that one. So he was doing a lot more scoring. Let me see what they're doing here. So it's a good defense. I think what's their D rating? 6th in defensive rating this year. So they're good defense. Like the Clippers and Ty Lue are going to be tough to score on. If we look at how they're defending point guards and such, or who are we talking about? Point guards. For D Fox. I'm sorry. How they're defending point guards. Man, I just had a brain fart. All right, let me pull up D Fox and get rid of some of these guys. D Fox. Pull up PRA. On Outlier, you can see how they defend against specific positions. So the Clips against point guards, much worse giving up points. And that's what he did last game. They gave up the points. They did not give up the assists. They did not give up the rebounds. So taking all of them together doesn't really, I don't like the edge on anything other than kind of the rebounds, to be honest. Might like PR better than I like PRA. And with those dudes in, he's averaging 5.3 boards and only 5.2 assists or 5.7 assists, or no, 5.2, excuse me. So yeah, you can see and what's the RA at? 9.5. I think I'd be looking at either the RA or the points. I think you don't need to blemish the points against this team who's giving up a ton. I mean, what was that, fourth most to the third most to the point guard position in terms of points per game. So I think that's a better play and that's a better lean than anything else is the points for him. But this stuff's all really high against a slow, choppy, nasty team. I did hit the Kings -3 in this game. I do think that they win. So I love your confidence, bro. Keep hell yeah. Who cares what the fuck I say? You know what you're talking about too. So you like KPJ in this game, props, bro. So KPJ had 5 assists last game. Isn't easy versus Magic. Yeah, that's true. He threw Anderson Dunn. He's definitely a better option than Dunn. My thing with KPJ is the head caseness, that's really what it comes down to for me. And just the randomness with 20 minutes or more and a little more selfish play. Yeah, a little bit more selfish play. Can the man get more selfish? How would KPJ be get more? Oh, you say because he dimed up last game. No, I feel you. I'm with it. I'm not with it, but I'm with your confidence in it, and I respect it, and I appreciate you bringing the bet, my G. So appreciate you for real. Sabonis PR. All right, I'll look at Sabonis PR because you used the 3rd exclamation point, Drew. How you doing, bro? Good to have you in here, by the way. I don't think I've seen you in a little bit. Let me look at Sabonis. Domas, welcome back, brother. Points, and you like the PR, and the boards are at 11.5. Crazy. 12.5 is what he's averaging on the season. What do you average last? And this is with Dama 11.5. So yeah, 12.5 boards, reasonable. Rebound chances on the season. Let me just pull up Domas. Oh wait, that's not how you say his name. Domantas. What do we be looking at here for Domantas? This seems good for centers, no? Yeah, 6th in terms of limiting rebounds to the center position. This is a tough matchup. What's he done historically against Zubac? Let's do Sabonis versus Zubac last, what should we do, 6 games? Just a starting point. Six and a half dimes. Earlier on the year, went 23, 12, and 6. Scoring seems to be nice for him, averaging 18.7. Let's see what they got him at in here. They got him still at the 34.5 minutes, 16.5 points, 6.5 assists, 12.5 boards, which gives him 28.8 boards. And the PR is at about that. Yeah, it's right on the cusp. It's a nice hit rate this season. He's at 32.7. I do like all of this. He had 35 in their last game with 21 rebound chances in 38 minutes. They lost by 9. I think they're going to win this game. That's for sure. I don't hate it. What were his dimes at in this one? Did not dime up. Had 14 potentials though, right? And what do we say he? Just looking over here. What do we say? He was 23, 12, and 6 in this last game, and those 6 could have easily been 8 or 9. To be honest with you, I don't actually mind adding the dimes to this. Do they give up more dimes? Not really, probably. I mean, PRA, so I can see all this. PRA, they do give up dimes to the center position, and they would have last game if anybody had connected on their shots. That's the other thing that I remember from this game is that the last time these teams played, the Kings were 3. I have this in my notes. The Kings were 3 for 26. NBA, where are we at here? Is that what they were? There was a total outlier. The Kings were 3 for 26 from 3 or something ridiculous. So, and that's part of why I took them in this one. They went 3 for 26. Sorry. So they went 3 for 26 from 3. So how many of those were the potential assists that Domas would have gotten if they were in? I think I like PRA just as much as I like PR for Domas tonight. It is his first game back. I don't think ETR has him comfortably projected for 34.5 minutes. So I don't think we got to worry about that. Drew, I might add the assists for real. And hold on, don't put words in my mouth. I didn't say nothing about triple double. I said the triple. He was almost. It's reasonable. What's the number? Let's just pull up the number. Let's talk about the number. Let's settle down. Let's figure this out. There's an answer to no fucking way. Do you get that? Okay, it's underdog. Get 7-1. 7-1 for the triple double. Do we sprinkle? Like 14 potential assists easily could be 10. Bonus don't do restrictions. Sabonis is him. Yo, is this Sabonis? Is this your burner, bro? No, his burner's for sure. Saboner for sure. Zaire Williams, interesting. I'll put him in here. CRA of Zaire Williams is a special hour. Okay. All right. We can look at him. I'll put Zaire in here. I'm gonna take KP out. I'm gonna take Fox out. Sabonis though, this is interesting. I think the PRA are just a fine looking play. 35.5, right? On the season, he's at 39. He's going up against Domas. How often has he done this against Domas? This is 29-35. No. This is also 22-23. This is a little bit better. So yes, comfortably so. So it's basically been the last three that he's been a lot better. And the last three are all within. Yeah, I mean, even last season, the beginning last season, he didn't do that great. They sucked at the beginning of the season. Fuck all this. I like it. I think the PRA is the play for Sabonis if you're going to play it. I'm going to consider the sprinkle on the trip dub. It's me, Anthony Davis. You mean so Sabonis is your daddy? That makes sense. Yeah, because he owns that, man. That's crazy. So his back is messed up. Yeah, for sure. And you don't think he's playing full minutes yet. That's fair. ETR guys think he's playing 34.5. What's he averaging on the season? If we look at 24, the minutes for our boy is at 36.5. So, I mean, they basically have him at his season average. So I don't know if there's going to be restrictions or not, Stan. I know his back might be a little bit messed up, but AD, you got fans in the chat. All right, let's see. My dad is the best. Papa Sabonis. It's crazy what Sabonis does against Anthony Davis. Some players, man, they just love playing against other players. All right, I'm going to put Sabonis in here for the PRA for now. Joe not going through shoot around. Do we take Maxey? Thank you for this. Free sauce. VIP capper. Where right here. God, I just brain farted again, man. So Joel not in. Tyrese doesn't even really have real odds. He hasn't had real odds all day, right? This has all been just bullshit like Ladbroke stuff and sports bet. Sports bet is the funniest name for a sports book. We are sports bet. We love betting. Jared yeah, so everything's getting redid right now. Kelly O was a look. I forget who put that in. I think it was Joe. Yeah. How about a cup of Joe? That's a good look. I think Kelly O without anybody else in. And then if Maxey was at like 15 points earlier. Let me see if there's anything else that I'm looking at here that I want to look at. I haven't looked at this game yet. So we got BI and Trey Murphy in. We got Steph in. Someone liked Buddy earlier. I think it might have been Youngin was talking about Buddy. I love Buddy this year. He's down to 12.5. This is a beatable number. Super beatable number. Buddy was just at 14.5 last game. Look at how they don't know how to do this. I'm just going to pull up Betting Pros. If any of y'all are looking for a place, this is also a link in the description of the video. If any of y'all are looking for a place to find previous lines for a player, it's important. I like knowing what was the line yesterday because, as we say, yesterday's price is not today's price. That goes for crack cocaine and for sports betting, which are kind of the same thing. And I'm looking at Buddy. Fucking love Buddy Hield, bro. I love Buddy Hield on the Warriors is what I love Buddy Hield because he's like smart. He's not shacked and a fool anymore. JaVale McGee came to the Warriors and he looked good as hell, right? After he was the poster child for shacked and a fool. So makes sense. So Buddy, this is what I wanted to see. I love this 12 number because 14.5 last game. He had 11 at the half, bro. Buddy had 11 points at the half. I was monitoring it because I didn't play it, but I was really looking forward to potentially playing it. And then I just didn't. But he only played 20 minutes. They blew the doors off of this team. It was over in the second quarter, and he didn't really play in the second quarter because he didn't even have to. But I love this number for him at 11.5. He sucked against the Clippers both games against them, played 23 minutes. What's his projections at? You give Buddy 25 minutes, I'm slamming over 12.5. You crazy? You, Chris? 22.5? Really? Still have him at 13 points. Really? On 3 threes? What's his threes at? Is it 3.5? It's 2.5. But like real juice to the under. Like they think he's getting 3. So if Buddy gets 3 threes, how often does he filter this? So advanced filters, 3-pointers made. So if I make this 3 to 4, right? And I want to look at his points prop. He goes over this pretty much every time. He did not against the Hawks, despite making 3 threes. Only looked at 20 minutes in that game too. They won by 23. I mean, they're probably going to win tonight for sure. What's their spread? This is a game they want to win. There's no doubt. It's up here because they're in New Orleans. 10.5. I mean, yeah, it's going to – I think it might be a little bit closer than the blowout that they gave them last time. What was the blowout last time? They won by 15, and there was another game too where they won by 18 and 15 back-to-back, right? So – even in those situations, like that's not a 30-point blowout. This one ain't gonna be over in the first half, I don't think. Not with at least BI and Trey Murphy back out there. So I think Buddy's a look at 12.5. I'm gonna put that in here. What's the best number you can get? -120. Pinnacle has him. Okay, so Pinnacle actually has the worst number for him, or the best number, because they think it's the least likely that he goes over. But I don't really give a shit. I'm gonna be honest with you. I just like Buddy Hield right now. I'm gonna put him in there for right now. Yeah, I'm gonna be waiting on these Philly lines right now. I'm probably gonna duck out here in a minute so I can get. Okay, so he's already at 20.5. So these are coming back up. And we got. Where'd you go, Kelly? Come here, Kelly. Okay, so I'm breaking the site because they're trying to like pull stuff through right now. All right, so we'll wait on that a minute. Let me come back to that game because before I dip out, I want to get to that game. I do like Buddy Hield. I'm putting him on the bottom line because that's why I came to this other game, because I knew that we're running out of time. Everything is scrolling on the bottom line. So let me give everybody a quick more reminders. Scrolling on the bottom line, got the leans. Make sure you check those out as soon as I put it right back up after I put Buddy over 12.5 points. I think I'm just going to be hitting Buddy over 12.5 points as long as DeAnthony Melton is out whenever they give me that number. Yeah. So and Embiid ruled out. Yeah. So everybody just got that. Free Sauce gave us that a minute ago. And Free Sauce took the Nets money line at +170 earlier today, foreshadowing that, which is great. Yeah, it's crazy what happens when you go to Golden State. You become a cerebral player. Like Steve Kerr is trusting Buddy in closing lineups. Let that sink in. He's also trusting him with his second unit as the like main playmaker. What? Like, you don't want Buddy Hield handling the ball, but this year on the Dubs, apparently you do. I love that. I love the come up story for Buddy. Yeah, so JK hasn't been scoring. He's been playing really well coming off the bench. He just hasn't been scoring. These boards are probably beatable. No? 3.5 lately? I mean, he's gone over this. It's a nice hit rate, first of all. 10 rebound chances, 8 rebound chances to get 4. I mean, he's not the best rebounder in the world, but if he's getting 8 to 10 rebound chances, and I love this number. What's his minutes been at? So that's the reason. His minutes been low as shit. 19, 15, 18. That's annoying. Why would that be? Still getting the boards in this situation, but interesting. I'm not going to forget this, though. I'm putting this one down. JK, I'm putting Kuminga boards just to remind myself that I need to look at that. That's a lean. Over 3.5 rebs. Hopefully y'all hit Harrison Barnes rebounds like we put in the leans last night, because that man went ballistic on the boards. I think he had 20 and 11, 25 and 11. He went crazy. So that's one play I like. TJD, maybe. What did he play minutes last? It's just tough to gauge his minutes too, right? Like, look at all this. 18, 20, 18, 15. Like, he has random games he doesn't play. He's not like a guarantee in the staple of the rotation. All right, how's this last thing here looking? So Zaire Williams was from Daniel 2 on the assists, right? Or was it RA for Zaire? Let's see if I can find that real quick. Yeah, I don't really want to look at Zaire Williams, I'll be honest with you, man. If I'm looking at this game, I'm starting to just like need a minute to like think about it, to be honest. Let me use my brain on one more thing. that I was asked about Rockets player props because he asked so nicely. Thank you, Blue Mamba. I'll close it out with some Rocket stuff. The Blazers also don't know who's playing for them, right? Because I believe Simons is still questionable. So we got to wait on his stuff. But for this Rockets team, which we would expect to maybe blow out the Blazers, I don't know. I don't know if we can guarantee that. Who would I be eyeing? I was looking at this earlier and didn't really know how to target the Portland defense because they don't play the same rotation of players all the time. I don't have a lock on who those players are. So if I was looking at anything, I think it's spot up against this team. Let's see if I'm right. Yeah, it's spot up. They're giving up a ton of spot up in transition. So guys like Jabari, guys like Tari Eason getting out into transition. Tari Eason been hooping lately. You get a little bit of a decent look at 10.5. He's averaging 11.5 on the season. He's been balling. I'll just look at ETR for you real quick, give you a look at this behind the paywall, and then going to get some plays in the VIP. If you do want to jump in the VIP, I'm giving away three 1-month subscriptions for free. So 3 different people get 1 month free in the VIP. If you jump over to the video that I put out last night, it's on YouTube as well, so you don't got to jump too far. On YouTube, it's got, if you do like that video, comment on it, and are subscribed to the YouTube page, put you in the raffle for one of the 3 people who will be eligible to win a free month in the VIP. We're up 16 units right now. Really nice ROI, so feeling good about that if you want to jump in there. So this is just a look at it. This is me just promoting shit while you look at what you want to look at for the Rockets players, because I think these projections are the most accurate around. I know they are. So that's why this is a good look for you guys. But if you were going to look at anybody, they got, I think FEV's at 18. He might have the biggest disparity. So there's, a little bit of a gap there. If you want to take him at 16.5, you can still get a good price there on FanDuel. It seems to be the only one hanging around. I think FEV is a good look whenever you've got spot up stuff. I know he's doing a lot in the pick and roll ball handler, but he's also Jaylen Green they don't get assists is the thing for this team. They do not get assists. So spot up might not even be the thing for this squad because nobody's getting the ball enough to spot up. Like they're dead last in assist percentage. Right? Dead last. So they're only on 53% of their shots. Are they even getting assists? So it's not a team that's going to be good against a spot up. That was what I ran into with this squad was like, I mean, whoever just breaks them down off the dribble is the one that scores. It's kind of why I hate picking offensive players for this squad, except for maybe Alpi. I know Portland's been good limiting them. Klingen's in there. So not much to like there, but we got a lot to on the bottom line right now. I'm going to put that in the pinned comment on the YouTube video for this live show as well. So if you want to jump in there and see the bets that we put in from the show, that's where they're going to be. I got NFL videos up I'm going to have them for this Sunday. Got player props and anytime touchdown, 6 each. If you want to check out those videos coming out tomorrow morning on Saturday, I will have an NBA video out tonight for Saturday as well. At the latest tomorrow morning, I should say, for Saturday. I might wait till tomorrow morning if we don't get enough lines out tonight. So check out that stuff. If you do want to jump in the free Discord, plenty of looks in there from some smart people, including the VIP cappers. So appreciate y'all jumping in. I'll be back with the live show on Monday. Plenty of NFL and NBA this weekend, so jump in there. Until I see y'all next, happy betting.